Good morning, Christian family.
Good morning.
This is another installment of a series of messages that Reverend Tucker wanted his church family to have. And this is under God's Trombones. The first one you heard was the creation. The next one you heard was the crucifixion. And the one you'll hear today is about a funeral sermon. This is called Go Down Death. Weep not, weep not. She is not dead. She is resting in the bosom of Jesus. Heartbroken husband, weep no more. Grief-stricken son, weep no more. Left lonesome daughter, weep no more. She's only just gone home. Day before yesterday morning, God was looking down from his great high heaven, looking down on all of his children. His eye fell on Sister Caroline, tossing on her bed of pain. And God's big heart was touched with pity, with everlasting pity. And God sat back on his throne, and he commanded that tall, bright angel standing at his right hand, called Death. And that tall, bright angel cried in a voice that broke like thunder, "Call death, call death." The echo sounded down the street. And this was down the streets of heaven, until it reached way back to that shadowy place where Death waits with his pale white horse. And Death heard the summons, and he leaped on his fastest horse, pale as a sheet in the moonlight. Upon the golden street, Death galloped, and the hoofs of his horse struck like gold. They didn't make a sound. Upon Death rode to the great white throne and waited for God's command. And God said, "Go down, Death, go down. Go down to Savannah. Go down to Savannah, Georgia, down in the Yakima Crop, and find Sister Caroline. She's borne the burden and the heat of the day. She's labored long in my vineyard, and she's tired, she's weary. Go down, Death, and bring her to me." And Death didn't say a word. He loosed the reins on his pale white horse, and he clamped the spurs to his bloodless sides. And out and down he rode, through heaven's pearly gates, past the suns, moons, and the stars. On Death rode. And the foam from his horse was like a comet in the sky. On Death rode, leaving the lightning's flash behind. Straight on down he came. While we were watching round her bed, she turned her eyes and she looked away. She saw that we couldn't see what she saw. She saw old Death. She saw old Death coming like a falling star. But Death didn't frighten Sister Caroline. She looked at it like a welcome friend. She whispered to us, "I'm going home." And she smiled, and she closed her eyes. And Death took her up like a baby, and she lay in his icy arms, and she didn't feel a chill. And Death began to ride again, up beyond the evening star, out beyond the morning star, into the glittering light of glory, and on to the great white throne. And there he laid Sister Caroline on the loving breast of Jesus. And Jesus took his own hand and wiped away her tears. He smoothed the furrows from her face, and the angels sang a little song. Jesus rocked her in his arms and kept us saying, "Take your rest, take your rest, take your rest. Weep not, weep not. She is not dead. She's resting in the bosom of Jesus." Amen.
Amen.